Welcome everyone to our Keeping Up with the Clann podcast. It's been a little while from we've been able to do one, but the club's been a little bit crazy over the past few months, as I'm sure you're all aware. So tonight's guest really doesn't need much of an introduction. He's well known throughout the club for having the patience of an absolute saint when it comes to dealing with women. It's our very own ladies and girls coach, Peter Mccartan. Thanks very much for joining us, Pete. This podcast has been quite a while in the making. We've planned to do this a number of times over the past couple of months, and
lockdown stopped us.
We'll stick with that one. So we're just going to go through today a bit about your background, how the girls have got on this season, and sort of what's in store for the future for them. So we'll start off with a bit of background info on you and your sort of Gaelic career.
I probably started playing for Patrick when I was 8. I started off in St Malachy's B team, which is under 12 team, and then moved on to under 12A team, played under 14s, 16s, minors, reserves, senior football for Patrick. Probably stopped when I was about 28 due to an injury, but I've been coaching different teams throughout the club since I was 21. And my last coaching job would have been with the Patrick senior ladies before I moved down to Banbridge.
So moving down to Banbridge, how difficult was it going from a club that you'd spent such a long time at, to coming into a brand new club, brand new faces?
It was hard, so it was, but I was lucky enough because my partner's young fella Carr, he played for the club, so I was able to go over and see some of the games and got to know people about the club while I was getting used to it. But anybody knows leaving your own club's hard, but I was made very welcome in Clann, so settling in wasn't too bad once we got going.
And was it a straight switch over? Did you move straight from RGU to Clann, or?
Well, the last year managing, helping with the senior ladies, I was travelling up and down, and then I got asked to help with the under 12s in Clann, so I helped out there, and then that progressed then to helping out the Gaelic for Mums when they had no manager at the time. Donna played, and she said that they were short of a manager, so somebody look after them. So I said I would do it, and that's where it started really.
We always wondered how you get roped into the Gaelic for Mums.
That was it. You can thank Donna for that, for all them nights running about. But no, it's been great, so it has. So.
Oh, that's good. So you've sort of done a wee bit of everything. You've sort of played, coached, refereed. Tell us a bit about refereeing.
Well, I started refereeing. It was a couple of years after I stopped playing. It was just more to keep me involved. But it was also good to know all the rules. Players think that they know all the rules, but when you do a course, then you realise there's a few more there that you didn't know. But no, I enjoyed it. I've done it for 3 or 4 years, and it was good. It was good to get out and about and be part of it again. It doesn't beat playing, but it was good to be involved in it at the time.
So after doing sort of playing, refereeing and coaching, which would you say is your favourite?
No, you can playing and managing's different. There's 2 different aspects to it. Playing you're just it's hard to explain. So it is. I enjoy both, but we'll not say any more. So
we'll leave that one at that. So moving on to the girls. The girls sort of from the very start. I know we took the boys teams whenever you first came in. Where did the sort of passion come from for the girls Gaelic?
Well, I was lucky enough when I was in Downpaddock that there was a great bunch of ladies, and they trained at the time as hard as any team I had ever seen that I'd been involved in. And probably a lot of ladies footballers don't get the respect they deserve because the amount of work that they put in. And it was actually great to see. So it was that team at the time, they would have done anything they were asked to do, and they got the rewards out of it, winning two championships in the space of a couple of years when they fairly deserved it. But then you got 2 kids your own, 2 girls your own, and who are mad keen. And it's about them now trying to do the best for them and the rest of the girls in the club. So that's what the plan is.
Good job. So the girls, Gaelic, you mentioned there, they train just as hard, if not harder, to sort of get the respect that they deserve. So if you could sort of change one thing about ladies Gaelic, what would it be?
Probably have to be that they get the same respect and recognition that the boys footballers do. Because I said them couple of years I was with the ladies, you know, we could have asked them to do anything and they would have done it. And there wasn't any hassle. They done it. They worked hard and have as much pride playing for the club as any boy or man does. And people just need to realise that and encourage their daughters to play as much football as they can as well.
We've seen a huge increase though in girls, coming up to the pitch, and especially after lockdown, a lot more girls have been getting involved and joining in. Talk us through some of the things that the girls have got up to this year. Start with our youngest girlies.
The under fives. We started off under fives this year. We didn't really know how it was going to go, but we put the message out, and I think now we've got over 20 under fives training on a Sunday morning, which is absolutely brilliant to see. So it is.
It's my favourite day of the week.
It's the best hangover cure, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is. But they're a great bunch. To be under fives, they come, they laugh, and they talk, but they all go away with a smile on the face, and they're laughing and carrying on during it. So they're enjoying it, which is the most important thing. So
and they had a couple of wee matches as well.
They played the boys team. I think it was a great day. Everybody had a great day. It's hard to get games for under fives, but something we can look at next year and try and get them a few more and let them run about.
And again, numbers in that age group every week from it started have just been going up and up and up.
Oh, it's been great. As I say, they come and they talk and they run and they jump and they keep running away from us. So it's great. So it is.
Keeps us on our toes for an hour. And then we have the under sevens and the under 9 girls.
Under sevens, under 9s as well. They have numbers, and that again we're talking 20, 25 for each of them 2 groups, which is beyond anything we could have asked for. They progress in every week. They had a couple of blitzes this year, and you can see the progression in them. So the future is looking well for them 2 teams as well. They just keep working hard, and we'll get them going again shortly in the new year. Shortly after the new year, sorry.
I think another thing too is, like, whenever you look back at whenever the girls was first introduced, we had under 8s, and our under 8s was everybody from age 5 right up to 8, and even then sometimes we struggled to get enough to play.
Yeah, look, the numbers, as I say, we've gone from, as you say, everybody being all under 8s to having nearly 60 kids up until under 9s, which, when you think about the lockdown last year, it's basically really only 2 years have been going, and the numbers have been fantastic. So it is, man. A lot of that comes down to some of the older girls, under 15 squad, giving up their time and coming down and helping coach the kids as well, which is great to see. It's one club, and we all have to try and help one another. And the young girls enjoy coming down, and I think the older girls enjoy it as well. They're learning from the ones that they want to be, who they want to be. So it's great, and long may it continue on that aspect.
I think one of the big things for that age group this year was the wee blitz that we went to, and we had the under 7s, the under 9s, and the under 11s, and there was 60 odd girls all lined up in their Clann jerseys.
Which it's one of the reasons we do this, is to see the smiling faces, to see the amount of girls representing the club and enjoying playing for the club, but also having pride in the club. This is a lot of girls over the years haven't had the opportunity to play for Clann at an older age group. A lot of young quality players have left, and gone and played elsewhere when I would say they only really wanted to play for Clann. And now hopefully with the work that we're doing, that these girls coming through now will have the opportunity to play senior football, which every girl in the club wants to do, is represent their club at senior football. So that's what we have to keep driving for and keep working at.
Well, we're moving in the right direction. We're getting there slowly but surely.
We are, and as I said, it just takes time. We can't rush these things, but we'll get there. So
we also have the under-11s. The under-11s played in their league this year.
I know results didn't go their way this year, but I've never seen a group of girls work so hard, and they just kept going and going and going, and it would have been easy for a lot of them to say I'm not coming back because we never won, but they have been one of the highlights of the year, that they have kept going, and numbers have increased, and the future is going to be bright for a lot of them young girls because they're putting in the work now, they're working hard, and when everything else falls into place, there's going to be some quality footballers, not under-11 squad, so there is.
So moving on from the under-11s, then you have the under-13s and the under-15s, the older girls in the club, predominantly girls that, if we hadn't have got this older age group set up, wouldn't have been able to play for the club.
Yeah, a lot of these girls on the 13s and under 15s they started off in the Gaelic for Girls program. So they did, which yourself and Elaine done 3 years ago. And that's where we got a lot of the girls from. And we've been lucky enough that they all enjoyed the program that we done and have stayed with us, and numbers in it have grown as well. I have to say, these girls, since we started our league campaign a couple of years back on the 12s, when we took the plunge and we says, look, we'll go and we'll see how we get on. These girls have been absolutely fantastic. They have come, they've trained, they've done what we've asked them to do. They've brought into what we're trying to do with the club. And as I said earlier, a lot of these girls give up their time on a Saturday morning to come and help out with the under 11s, under 9s, and the younger ones. And they have been an absolute credit to the club, so they have so far this year as well, with how well they've done. But without these girls here, a lot of the training on a Saturday morning, we probably would have struggled. And they have come in, and they say there's about 8 or 9 of them who give up their Saturday mornings to come and help, and they're passing on what they're learning to filter down to the younger ones, which makes it easy for them to learn what the rest of them are learning. They can take it on, and when they get a wee bit older, then they'll know what they're expected to do. So it's been great. I say these girls, I can't speak highly enough of them. They come, they train, they work their socks off every game, and I'm glad that they're here and not playing with other clubs around us. So well.
And their leagues this year, they both played really, really well this year in their leagues.
The 13s got promoted after their spring league. When they moved up into the summer league, they were in a stronger league, so they held their own and were very competitive in it. Under 15s are now, they finished joint top of their league and are now waiting for a playoff game against Logan Island whenever that is rearranged to be played. So it's going well.
Well, the girls have been fantastic this season. The girls have also done really brilliantly in their championship games. So tell us a bit about them.
Yes, they played, under 13s played Clann Sunday past there, and they beat them by a goal. Great game of football. Two teams very well matched, and we just got a goal near the end, which had won for us. So no, it's good. Got themselves in the final. First team to get in the girls team to get in the final, so that's great. And then the under 15 girls have their semi-final against Breda B this Sunday. Once again, it'll be another tight game, but hopefully, if everybody's at themselves, we'll hopefully get another team in the final. Hopefully.
So a busy couple of weeks ahead.
All been well, yes. Final next Saturday, and then hopefully there'll be another final the following week, and then a playoff game for the league. So hopefully plenty of exciting football for the girls.
And I know it's always the girls always get a bit apprehensive in the run up to games. How are you feeling in the lead up to the big games?
At the minute, I'm not too bad, but when close to the day, I'm sure it'll be like everybody else. They'll get a wee bit more nervous, and I'd probably just be very quiet around the house. But look, the girls are going to go and they're going to give it the best that they can do, and that's all we can ask of them. And if they play the way they've been training over the last couple of weeks, that's all we can ask them, and they're going to give it their best shot, and hopefully we can get a victory.
I think everybody is looking forward to the game next Saturday. It'll be a great game and a great achievement for the girls, even to get to the final, regardless of the score. So sort of looking at the girls as a whole, this past couple of years has been a bit of a whirlwind where the girls are concerned. How do you think it's been? I know lockdown was bang in the middle of it.
I think we came out of lockdown very well, because I think with the last count we had, there was over 100 girls registered, from having probably 10 or 12 that played with the boys before ladies football started. We've took nearly an extra 90 children, 90 girls into the club, and numbers are still rising. So I think the future is bright, but there's a lot of work to be done, and this is where everybody needs to get involved, really. We need more parents involved. We need to try and get more girls involved. And as a club, we need to keep driving forward. We're very, very lucky that we have a ladies committee set up now over last year that has done an awful lot of work in behind the scenes, and then who report back to the main committee, who has also been a great help over the couple of years to get football going. So look, we've made small steps, but we need to keep going, keep driving it forward, keep working around the schools, and keep trying to get as many girls involved in Gaelic football for Clann as possible. For too many years, there's been girls leaving this club, and hopefully that has stopped, and we can continue to build and grow and get to the main aim, which is to have a senior ladies team in the next couple of years. So a lot of work to be done, and like I say, this is where we need everybody to pull in the same direction, and to get more coaches involved, more parents to get involved. It's club for everybody. So if one team can win, the whole club wins. So we need to keep driving it forward as much as we can.
So going back to where your sort of club journey began with the Gaelic for Mums, how's it been going?
What can you say about these group of ladies? Look, they've been absolutely brilliant. We train on Tuesday night from 7:30 to 8:30, 9:45 time, and it's non-stop laugh. The mums have been brilliant. They train, and they train hard, and they laugh when they're meant to laugh, kind of thing. But no, they've been brilliant. To say a lot of the mums have been involved, and then they've got children involved, and it's a brilliant circle to be going around in. For the mums get the daughters involved, and other family members get involved, but
even though you don't like circles,
even though I don't do circles, but it's a good circle to have, but no, look, that's one of probably the mums have been one of the main driving force behind the ladies girls section of the club. That's where we kind of everybody met, really, and that's where a lot of the work started. And as I say, there's been a lot of big improvement in a lot of ladies, and their football ability has come on leaps and bounds. And even the last couple of weeks have been pretty hectic with playing matches and blitzes, and some of the girls have played and they probably shouldn't have played, but they want to play for the jersey and they want to play for their friends, and they want to make sure their friends all get playing football. So a lot of the mums have dug deep over the last couple of weeks with having to play blitzes and matches, but they're brilliant. They're a great bunch of ladies to be involved with, and I say there's always a laugh or two to be had with them.
So you don't regret being roped in at the start.
Never regretted this. No, it's probably been one of the best parts of it. As I say, a great bunch of ladies who would do anything for you, you know. So no, they're great, and long may I continue to drive the club forward as well.
So sort of looking at what's in store for next season. It'll not be long after this season's over because it's went on for such a long time until next season starts. So what can we expect for next season with the girls and the ladies?
Well, hopefully, probably just be in the new year. We'll get going again. We'll get bodies in, and we try and drive the club forward again. I would imagine probably the 13s and 15s will all be well go up another division to see how they're progressing. Under 11s will be in the league as well, and a lot of them girls that played this year will still be there next year. So we're expecting them to progress as well, and we'll have a lot of younger under the P5s, P6s joining that group as well. So look, big push needed next year. Like I say, we're all one club, so we all need to keep driving and pushing it. And if we can get more families involved, it not only helps the girls section, it helps the boys section, and helps the club in general as well. So, like I say, big push required next year, and hopefully get more bodies in around, more girls in around to play. And the most important thing is we keep everybody that has arrived this year to play, and that's one of the big things that you can't afford to lose girls. So we need to keep working hard at it.
So looking a bit further ahead than next season, what sort of long-term plan is there for the girls within the club?
The future for the girls ahead, hopefully over the next couple of years we can develop again and progress to senior ladies football. I think it's vital that the young girls coming through can see what the future holds them, and they will be able to have a senior ladies team, and they can work towards that goal of representing Clann senior ladies. There's an awful lot of young girls about the club that hopefully over the next couple of years will be involved in development squads, which can only help the club move forward. When young girls see other girls from the club in development squads and county squads, it'll give them another lift and push the club forward again. But we have to concentrate on the younger ones as well and keep developing from under 5s right through the rest of the age groups. We need to try and be in competitive leagues, stronger leagues, and hopefully every year goes by that we can make that step up into a different league.
I think it's really important, you know, when you're saying about having the older girls to look up to, like the girls idolise the senior players in the club at the minute, and when they come to watch matches of the girls be delighted, and it would be great to be able to see that with the women's senior team.
Definitely, like as I say, as you've seen yourself around the club, the amount of girls that be up watching senior men's football, and it would be great then in a couple of years' time that they're all going to watch senior ladies football as well.
And I think it's important too to recognise that, you know, right from the younger boys right up to the men's senior level, you know, everybody's very supportive of everybody. You know, the girls will go and watch the boys' matches, and the boys watch the girls' matches too. And I think it's great to see everybody being so supportive of each other and each other's teams. And
it was great on Sunday to see so many people up. It was great seeing senior men up watching, some of the boys from under 15 teams, 17s, 13s up watching. It was great for the girls to see as well that we're all going in the one direction. We all want everybody in the club to do well. Hopefully we can get as many people out for the final on Saturday to cheer them on. It would be great to see as many people there as we can.
I think it's good too, you know, the friendships that have been built up within the girls and the ladies. There's a real social side to football in general that the girls just embrace completely. A lot of them are from different schools, and that hasn't stopped them from building really strong friendship bonds within the groups. And I think as well, the women and the girls within the club are all pretty close. Like we had a match organised last week with the under 15 girls and the Gaelic for mums.
Yeah, look, it was a great night. I know the girls really enjoyed it, and the mums enjoyed it too, and I think they enjoyed stuff after it as well. Pizza and chips and all that carry on. But no, you can see the friendships developing, but most importantly, you can see the confidence and a lot of young girls coming through. It's when I look back 2.5 years ago to some of the girls that came to the confidence now that they've shown over the last 2 years, it's fantastic to see. They've progressed on the field, off the field, and you can see how much they're really enjoying it. You can see the friendships that we made outside the club. It's great to see. You can see it in underage, from under fives right through to the older girls. Like my daughter Anya started P1 in St Mary's this year, and every time she comes home, she tells me how many Gaelic girls she's seen. Doesn't always know their names, but she knows about the Gaelic, and she's making them friendships as we go along already. You can see the girls looking out the window, giving her a wee wave, on your waving back, and it's great to see that this is something starting off, and they're going to build a friendship as they go along.
It's great to see, the difference in them on and off the pitch, and that's why we do it, and that's why, everybody works so hard for it. I think we've covered pretty much everything. Before we wrap things up, I'm just going to ask you about a couple of highlights of the season. So, what was the funniest moment of this season?
Funniest moment would probably have to be first Gaelic for Mums match we had this year. I think we had about 22 ladies, and I had spent 2 days working out teams every 15 minutes. Somebody's going to come on, go off, and whatever. And just as the match was about to start, a turnaround, and half the team had gone missing before it even started, as they needed to go to the toilet. So the 2 days planning just went straight out the window, and it was a case of you, and you go on and play.
I don't think any of the ladies would be forgetting that one in a hurry. They were pretty stressed out before the game, and then the whole lot just went up in the air.
Yeah, it was one of those, but sure.
So moving on then, what was your proudest moment of the season?
That's a hard one, because there's been lots of, every age group has been something that you've just seen and you've just been, you've been very proud of it. But it would probably have to be the friendly they had against Clann, where Maisie and Anya, the two daughters, played the first match together. All the sacrifices that you make during the year. It was nice to see your own two girls playing and enjoying themselves and trying to pass the one another. Maisie had it, and she was trying to find Anya, and Anya was trying to find Maisie whenever she got it. It was a special moment, and it makes all the hours worthwhile when you see the two of them playing on the one pitch together.
That's such a nice memory to have, and sometimes people do forget the hours and the sacrifices that you do make, and the family time you sacrifice to make things happen within the club, and it's nice that you got to see that pay off, with your own girls as well as the rest of the club girls.
Yeah, look, people will see me and you run about. People don't see the sacrifices that our own families make, which, we have to be very thankful to them for doing that. As I said, yourself, we're up there 3 or 4 nights a week, and our own families are running about doing everything else for us to let us go there. So, look, it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's a big help, when everybody's on board. But it's all for the greater good, and we can see it paying off already, and hopefully it continues to pay off. So that's us sort of done. Before we finish, I just want to say a massive thank you to Pete. I know a lot of people will agree with me when I say that he's been monumental in securing the girls' teams within the clubs and helping to drive them forward. So on behalf of the girls, the club, and the parents, I want to say a big thank you.
Look, thanks, but look, you know what I'm going to say now, that it's not just about me. Like, the amount of work you do yourself behind the scenes that nobody sees. It's an enormous amount of work. Grania does all the work with the Gaelic for mums. It's just a matter of turning up. Grania's got games organised, ready to go. And to all the coaches that have helped out during the year, without the coaches, we wouldn't have anybody to take them. So look, to everybody that's helped out this year, thank you very much. To young and old, it's been a massive, massive help, and you've been a massive part of the club and the girls going forward. We're very lucky to have a ladies subcommittee that have come in this year, and they have done a mountain of work behind the scenes, and without their help and support, things might have been a bit different this year, but they've come in and they've worked as one, and we've got a lot of things done. And a big thank you to the main committee for their continued support. And finally, a massive thank you to all the parents for your help and support over the last couple of years. As we can all see, the development in the girls has grown, the confidence has grown, and it's something we would like to continue. But once again, thank you. It's been a very enjoyable 2.5 years, and hopefully there's many more years to come with the help and support of everybody.
Yeah, I think a massive thank you to the parents is definitely called for. It's where you were getting an Oscar with that speech there.
Get out team talk.
Well, that's it for today's podcast. Thanks everybody for listening, and thank you to Pete for coming on. Hopefully see everyone on Saturday at the Girls' Championship final, and fingers crossed there'll be another podcast for you all soon.